Hi everyone, and meteorologist Robert Spetta here with you on the 8th of July 2016. This is the radar imagery from the past 12 hours. Our Typhoon Nepartak moving across southeastern Taiwan, eventually remerging into the Taiwan Strait. This was a potent storm system. We were looking at winds gusting upwards of 200 kilometers per hour in Taitung here in southeastern Taiwan. That's actually where this video is coming out of, shot by videographer James Reynolds. Some pretty incredible stuff there today. Windows blowing in, this man getting blown out there. Also, cars outside just being tossed around. So quite a serious situation. I highly recommend checking out the full video and his Twitter account. I'll put the links down below. Now the storm is tracking off towards the west, so center of circulation has reemerged back out towards the Taiwan Strait, as I mentioned. But the big thing is we still have banding coming in from the south, and some of these thunder cells really popping up here and blowing across southeastern Taiwan. So the rain's not over yet, even some of those could still carry some gusty winds. So we're expecting those scattered showers through the rest of Friday. The west coast does look like things continue to dry off, though. Maybe out towards Taipei might see some showers, but I think our attention's moving away from Taiwan and over towards Fujian province. But what I first want to mention, some of the reports from this storm are quite incredible. Actually, winds gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour in Chenggong, actually in Taidong, where that video just came out of. We had 200 kilometer per hour winds in Lanyu, or Orchid Island, just towards the southeast of Taiwan, 256 kph. Now, do take that with a grain of salt. It's at a higher elevation, but still quite intense. And even those wind fields stretching all the way back there towards the east in Okinawa, we had 70 kilometer per hour winds. But let's talk about the rain, because over the past several days, we've been mentioning that the main threat from the storm system is going to be the precipitation, and the outcome from it really has been exactly that, to a textbook. These mountains stop this precipitation. This is a radar from earlier this morning when the storm was just along the southern extent of the island. Those rain bands coming in and slamming into these mountains up to 3,000 meters high. The west side of the island really not much of a return coming back on radar, because most of those clouds have been squeezed out all their moisture, and the total rainfall accumulation is totally reflecting that. Most of the precipitation on the southern and eastern extent of the island, Taipei, not really seeing that much, especially compared down towards the south. Now, one of the big things is that when it rains this much, it has to go. And all that precipitation falls, it rolls down the mountainsides here, and it results in that very serious threat of flooding and also landslides. And that is definitely going to be a situation we're going to be watching for the next several days. We've already actually had 60 reports of injuries out here. One casualty reported ahead of the storm, actually back on Thursday. Somebody washed out to sea. We're not heeding some of the warnings there, staying away from the ocean. Let's take a look at the forecast. So our storm's still going to track off towards the northwest, maintaining that typhoon intensity, probably around a Category 1 or maybe a severe tropical storm type intensity before coming on shore in Fujian province as we go ahead into Saturday. Big question here is how much rain is going to fall over these already saturated areas here in eastern China. You have to remember, especially the Yangtze River Basin, that river, one of the biggest rivers in the world that runs from Shanghai towards the west, has been flooding quite significantly recently. Over 130 casualties reported in the past 7 days. Last thing you need here is more rainfall, and more rainfall is what you can expect as our storm kind of tracks off there towards the north and throughout the rest of Saturday, Sunday, and also into Monday, the remnant moisture coming out of this. So a lot going on with this. Not to mention, I do want to note some of the rain bands also wrapping off towards the north, been bringing some heavy precipitation in western Japan. Also that threat of flooding there, even a scatter all the way back towards the east. And if we scroll our attention towards the south, the Habagat, that enhanced monsoon, arrived today with a force. Actually, in Manila, I've seen reports of flooding in some of these provinces towards the northwest of the NCR. Red level rainfall warnings are in place. Not only that, severe threats still going to linger. That monsoonal rains will continue heading into the weekend. Do stay safe out there, everyone. Anybody being impacted by this or our typhoon as we go ahead through the next several days, this is still going to be a big topic. I do want to thank everybody that's been watching all of my videos. This is my third one today. It's going to be my last one. I'm going to put my hat up for Friday and head into the weekend. I'll put out another video update, though, on Saturday. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and as always, stay safe out there.